There is no phone line between Tehran and Washington, not since 1979, no embassy, no ambassador, no direct channel of any kind. And yet in 2025, as the United States and Iran sat down to negotiate the most consequential nuclear deal in a decade, someone had to carry the message. That someone was Pakistan. This isn't an accident, and it isn't new. For over 4 decades, Pakistan has been the quiet wire running between two capitals that refuse to touch. This is how that happened, and why it matters more right now than it ever has. When two countries cut diplomatic ties, they don't disappear from each other's world. They still have citizens in each other's jails, ships passing through each other's waters, messages that need to arrive. What they need is a protecting power. Think of it like a circuit breaker. When two live wires can't touch each other directly because the contact would cause a catastrophic spark, you need a safe conduit. A third point that can carry the current without completing the dangerous circuit. Switzerland plays this role for the United States and Iran. But Switzerland is neutral by design. It carries messages, nothing more. Pakistan is different. Pakistan is trusted, by both sides, for reasons that go deeper than neutrality. November 4th, 1979. Iranian students storm the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and take 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. When it ends, the diplomatic relationship doesn't recover. The United States severs ties completely. The embassy closes, the ambassador leaves, and the cable goes dead. But Pakistan had a unique position. It shared a 900-kilometer border with Iran. It was a Muslim-majority nation, giving it credibility in Tehran. But it was also firmly in the Western orbit, a Cold War ally with deep ties to Washington. Pakistan understood both languages, not just linguistically, politically. In 1980, Pakistan formally took on the role of representing U.S. interests in Iran, a quiet designation that would define its foreign policy for the next 4 decades. It wasn't charity. For Pakistan, being indispensable is a survival strategy. Here is Pakistan's impossible position. On one side, Iran, a neighbor it cannot afford to alienate, a shared border that sees billions in trade and millions in movement. A country whose instability would become Pakistan's instability overnight. On the other side, the United States, Pakistan's largest single source of military equipment. A relationship that has, at various points, been the difference between Pakistan's survival and its collapse. To keep both relationships alive, Pakistan has had to become something very specific. Not an ally of Iran, not an enemy, not quite neutral either. A trusted intermediary. The one country both sides believe on some level is listening to them. That trust is enormously fragile. Pakistan has broken it before, leaning too far toward Washington after 9/11, straining its relationship with Tehran. Leaning too far toward Iran risks everything with the Americans. The tightrope is real, and there is no net. In 2025, the United States returned to nuclear negotiations with Iran. The talks were complex, the stakes were existential, and the mistrust was absolute. Pakistan was at the table, not as a party but as the conduit. When the Iranians wanted to signal flexibility without making a public concession, that signal went through Islamabad. When Washington needed to test a position without committing to it, the test went through Islamabad. This is what the protecting power actually does. It doesn't negotiate, it doesn't broker deals. It carries meaning across a gap that would otherwise be silence. Pakistan's Prime Minister visited Tehran in early 2025, publicly framed as an economic visit. Privately, according to multiple diplomatic accounts, it was anything but. The bridge was active. There is no phone line between Tehran and Washington, but there is Pakistan, not as a bystander, not as a passive wire, as an active stabilizer, a country that has turned its impossible geography, its contradictory alliances, and its delicate balancing act into the most important diplomatic role in the world right now. The next time a deal gets done, or doesn't, remember where the message traveled.